Okay, first one. A particle of mass m is projected along a smooth horizontal surface with initial speed 10. T equals 0 when phi equals 10. That's what that tells you. There is air resistance to the motion of magnitude a half, one-third mv, where phi is the velocity of the particle. No other force acts on the particle. Find the velocity of the particle after 3 seconds. T equals 3, phi equals question mark. Okay. They're directly relating velocity to time. Would you agree with that? Velocity and time are coming up as paired together. This would mean that the v dt is a good choice. Acceleration is the change in velocity with respect to time. It in turn is resistance to the motion, which is slowing it down, which is minus 1/3 mv. Then you cross multiply, and one little trick there as well. A equals the v dt, yeah? Force equals minus 1/3 mv. ma equals minus 1/3 mv. The m will need to cancel off for it to be equal to a. Is that alright? So mv is a force, while phi on its own is different. It can be regarded as acceleration. So you see the F is the force, is the resistance, and we had to cancel off the m's. That's a common occurrence, okay? So it's actually the v dt equals minus 1/3 v. So here's what we're going to do starting off. We can do it two ways. We'll cross multiply the v downwards. 1 over v to v equals minus 1/3 dt. Integrate. Now, you can do it two ways. You can do it as 10 and v on the left. You can do it as 0. Now, you're allowed to put that down as a 3 and get the answer directly if you want. If you want to, just put it down as a t, and then at the end of the question sub in 3. That's also okay. Integrate. ln v from phi to 10 equals minus 1/3 t from t to 0. ln v minus ln 10 equals minus 1/3 t. ln v over 10, using the log rule for subtraction, equals 1/3 t. E equals, my fault. Phi over 10 will therefore equal what, guys? Anybody tell me? Remember, it's log e to the phi over 10. So, e to the power minus 1/3 t. Phi equals 10 times e to the minus 1/3 t. That's the generic formula. We can also then substitute in t equals 3. Phi therefore equals 10 e to the minus 1/3 times 3, which is 10 e to the minus 1. Where did I put the answer for this down? Oh yeah, 10 over e. Is that okay? Phi equals 10 over e. Yeah, that's it. That's the answer for question 1. Okay. A particle starts from rest at a point P and moves in a straight line subject to an acceleration which is equal to phi squared plus 100. A equals phi squared plus 100. Find corrected 2 decimal places, time paired with velocity. You want t when phi equals 20. Rest phi equals 0 when t equals 0. So you can see you're getting your limits sorted on the right hand side, and you're figuring out what is paired up with what. Is that alright? So dv dt ends up to be phi squared plus, we'll change that to 10 squared, it'll come very obvious in a second, y. Bring it under, 1 over phi squared plus 10 squared equals dt dv. Brought the t upwards, brought this downwards. Okay, integrals, what do we think? Phi and 0, and the other one t and 0. Integrate t to 0, integrate the other one. Anybody remember? And we know how to integrate this. 1 over 10 tan inverse phi over 10 from phi to 0. Next we're going to get is 1 over 10 tan inverse v over 10 equals t. 10t equals tan inverse phi over 10. Phi over 10 equals tan 10t. Phi equals 10 tan 10t. What do we want to find out again? Time taken. Oh, that was a bad choice. We're trying to find out, we're actually trying to find out t, aren't we? As opposed to, we're trying to find out t as opposed to v. So where should I have stopped? Should have stopped up here when t was on its own, as opposed to when phi is on its own. Amateur hour. Okay, so 1 over 10 tan inverse phi equals 20. 20 over 10 equals t. 1/10 of tan inverse 2. 1/10 of tan inverse 2 is 0.1107. Any questions? So, a particle of mass 8 kilograms moves along a line, the x-axis, on a smooth horizontal plane under the action of a force of newtons 40 minus 3 root x, where x and I are unit vectors along the x-axis, and x is the distance of the particle from a fixed point O of the axis. The particle starts from rest at 0. T equals 0, v equals 0. Using acceleration equals phi dv dx, find its speed when x equals 100. Now, imagine that that doesn't exist. How would you know not to use dv dt? Why would you not use a equals dv dt? For what? Why wouldn't you? It wants its speed related to its distance. Speed related to time ain't going to get the job done. So you go to option B. Option B is, well, first of all, we'll have to go through the full process first before we can do anything. Okay, I'm just going to pretend that's not even there for a minute. Okay, acceleration, or is it to say the force? The force equals 40 minus 3 root x. Force equals mass times acceleration. Mass times acceleration, anybody? What's mass times acceleration in this question? 8a. A equals 40 minus 3 root x all over 8. Now, what to change a into? A is the second derivative of it's usually the VDT, isn't it? Yeah. But the VDT can be chain ruled into It's in terms of x, isn't it? Now, velocity v is change in distance over change in time. So velocity is dx dt, which in turn makes that v, which in turn can be brought to the front as v dv dx. Is that alright? Now, go back over here, and now you have your v dv dx equals this stuff here. Now that that's done, what we're going to do next is just keep that reasonably small for a minute. So we're going to get yeah, I'll get rid of the fraction. I don't like fractions. 8 phi to v equals 40 minus 3 root x dx. Integrate both sides. Somebody give me some limits here. V and x. We're going to use x equals 100 at the very end. Okay? What about underneath? At the very beginning, have you covered any distance? If you start off at rest and you haven't covered any distance, that would mean that the two of them are 0. Integrate. Integrate that as a phi squared. And then on the outside it's going to be 4v squared, isn't it? 4v squared from v to 0. And then on this one here, the root x can turn into x power of a half. So it's going to be 40x minus x to the power of a half. So that's going to be, the new power is going to be 3 over 2 because you add 1 onto the power. Turn that power upside down to get 2 over 3. There's an existing minus 3 already. So it's going to be minus 2. Whoa. I counted the minus 3 already, so it's only going to be 1 minus 2 x to the power of minus 3 over 2. What happens if you differentiate that? You multiply by 3 over 2, which gets you your minus 3 back. Take 1 away from the power, which will get you your half back. So you know you're right. X equals 0. Then we get 4v squared equals 40x minus 2x to the 3 over 2. Reread the question. Find the value of phi when x equals 100. Divide by 4. 10x, yeah? Minus a half x to 3 over 2. Square root it. That's it on its own, if we're answering the question formally like that. Now, you can also just substitute in x equals 100 up here, yeah? Is x equals 100, isn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah, I did it a different way, yeah. One second. Oh yeah. 10 times 100 minus a half times 100 to the power of 3 over 2. Anybody want to tell me what that is? I'm just going to say it's 10 root 5 or 22.36. Will somebody verify that for me? What's this next, guys, is calculate where it next comes to rests. Calculate where it next comes to instantaneous rests. Phi equals 0. It doesn't say the time taken, does it? It says where it next comes to rest, so we're assuming that we're looking for an x value. Phi is a certain value, find the x value. So what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way back down here to our equation. We can go to the phi squared equation. This one here. Now, calculate when an x comes to instantaneous rests. Phi equals 0, so it's going to be 0 squared, hence 0. It's going to be 10x minus a half x to the power of 3 over 2. We're going to take out a factor. What factor can we take out? Take out x. You're going to be left with 10 minus a half x to the power of a half. Then we here have x equals 0. Is x equals 0 a viable answer? It is, but we already have it. It's the start of the question. We're asked when it next gets there. So it's 10 minus a half. I'm going to change x power half into root x. And that equals 0. We're going to get a half. Root x equals 10. Root x equals 20. X equals 400. We good with that? X equals 400.